Hi, thanks for checking another one of our videos here. This is just a little show and tell video on a old Speedrite that we got going for a customer. It's a SB 1500. It's a 1.5 joule output, 12 volt unit that we got in for repair. Speedrite doesn't make any parts for these things, so you have to know what you're doing. You have to be able to either fix the boards or retrofit a different board into it. Luckily, we were able to fix the board on this one. The capacitor checked out good, reading 19.5 out of 20. Can't get much better than that. And it looks like to be the original capacitor. This unit's putting out about 7,000 volts now. Before it wouldn't do a darn thing, it wouldn't come on at all. And so we started tracing power, doing some stuff in the board, and I didn't make a video on it. But it's working great now. You know, for a 20-something-year-old unit, pretty good. Let me get my tester here. A little light there, it may be hard to see in the camera, but it is flashing with every pulse. Every time it clicks, that little light's flashing. So let's test it here. We were getting about 7,000. Yep. 6.9 to 7. So it's working fine. And we did a load test on it earlier, and it dropped down around 3.5 to 4, which is probably where it should be. Like I said the capacitor is rated 19.5 out of 20, so that's good. We could have changed it, but 19.5 or 20, you're not going to gain that much joule energy shock power by half a joule extra in it. It's not going to make that big a difference. So we'll do a little spark jump across this unit. Let's go from fence to the ground terminal. So still a nice hot unit for being 20 something years old, give or take. The customer was pretty excited to maybe have this repaired. I said, well, I got to take a look at it first before we can actually tell you if you can fix it. Because Speedrite, like I said, doesn't make any parts for this thing, so you have to know what you're doing to fix this older stuff. Because a lot of feed stores and local co-ops or local guys that work on, say they work on these things, if they don't know how to do board work or they don't know how to rewire, retrofit sometimes in these old stuff, they're not going to be able to fix it. They're just not, unless they got some training on some electronic stuff, they can figure out how things work. Maybe they can figure it out, but typically on these old stuff, you're going to have to send it into a place like us, let us get it going for you. And these old Speedrites and the old Gallaghers from the 90s, man, they're tried and true old school stuff. This thing's probably 20 something years old. And I asked the customer when he dropped it off, I said, how long have you had this? Oh, late 90s, I think, is when I bought this thing. I said, ever been worked on? No, I don't think we've ever had it worked on. He said he's had to replace the alligator clips on it once or twice because they rust or break or whatever. He said he's had to change that a few times over the years, but he said he's never had to send it off for repair. He said they use it pretty regularly. They might take it off and do something else and then they'll put it back on later on. He said, but they said they've been basically running it off and on for the last 25 years or whatever. So pretty good, reliable stuff. They go a long time without much issues with these old school units. So yeah, they're old, but they're reliable. So if you put a little money into them and time into them to get them going again, you can make them run for hopefully another 20 plus years. Because the transformers in these you can't get anymore, but we've got a couple different transformers that we've retrofitted into these older units, and they work really well. And the boards inside these, you have to be able to either fix the boards like what we did in this one, or if there's enough room inside there, we've taken boards out of other models or brands and hardwired everything into it and then make them run good that way. So we've done quite a bit of rework on stuff and rewire, retrofit, and you can make a lot of units run just fine that way. You just got to use the right stuff to do it, right board setup to do it, and you got to have the room inside the unit to be able to. Just have to yank the old board out. If you can't fix the board, yank it out and then hardwire some other board in its place. So that's what we had to do with this one. Fix the old board and got it going again. So pretty neat unit. It's got a 3-position switch: off, fast pulse, and slow pulse. Fast pulse is what it's on now, where it pulses like every 1.5 seconds, 1.3, whatever it is. And then slow speed just slows it down of every 2-3 seconds. And that's just if your animals are trained and you don't have to really worry about them getting out too much, you can turn it down to the slower setting. That will still shock the same amount of power, same voltage and everything, just a little bit slower pulse to kind of conserve your battery, where you don't have to change it as often or recharge it up as often or whatever. So, but I like these old Speedrites. Honestly, I think they're a lot better than what they are now on their stuff. So this older stuff's a lot better than the new stuff, I think. I mean, their new stuff's good, but it's expensive, and I don't think they'll last 20 years. I've never seen a newer model Speedrite last that long. So, but until next time, see you guys later on. If you got an old unit like to get going again, send it on in here. We'll definitely take a look at it for you. It's a free quote, and anything that we work on, repair in this 25-year-old unit, the board's got a year and a half warranty on the repairs and stuff. So, I said the capacitor's reading almost perfect, transfer's putting out good, output board's doing its job. So main board's been rebuilt, repaired, and it's ready to go. So for the next year and a half, the guy's got a warranty on the repairs. So hopefully you like this kind of stuff. Remember to tell your friends and neighbors about us, and be happy to help you out in the meantime. Until next time, see you later on.